What's up, fam? It's kind of dark, but I wanted to be outside a little bit. It's a beautiful day. Let's see if we can change locations. What's up, YouTube? It's just us this morning. I don't know what's going on. I changed something in my program, and my ear feel like it's swelling up. So I don't know whether it's because I ain't had no ambrosia. I don't know whether it's because I ate the pancakes yesterday morning. I don't know if it's because I started taking the black seed oil. But we gonna ride this out and see where it takes us. Okay? So we gonna do our toast. Bring them out. 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 All right, a lot of this program has been pre-taped, right? So what I'm gonna do this morning is share a little experiment with y'all that I'm working on. Like top secret, I can't tell you what I'm doing, but I can show sample it in front of you. But before we do that, of course, we gotta drink our water. I can't remember the brother's name, but it start with God King. He commented in my blog, and he said that when you drinking water, you should drink 0.66 times your weight, and that number equals the amount of quarts, or no, the amount of ounces of water that you should drink. All right. So this is the talking part of this is going to be pre-recorded, so you're gonna see a quick change in clothes and stuff. So I don't want you to be shocked. All right. So we're gonna drink plenty of water today. We're gonna keep on sipping on the tea. Take some green tea with me. Gonna take some Bath Eater with me to the office. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a throbbing right in here. It kept me up. And those that know me know I don't usually have problems sleeping. But we need to know that when we start changing stuff, you know what I'm saying, there will be consequences, good and bad. Right? So, you see I'm drinking a lot of water this morning. Alright. So we're gonna do Death Eater. We got the ambrosia brewing. Gonna knock it out, see what's going on, right? But we got this Death Eater tea. Now, I don't add any honey to this Death Eater because Death Eater is a very active tea. It's dandelion bread root. When I add honey to it, it does just like the ambrosia. As a matter of fact, it will build up and blow up the jar. So Yep, it's aging. Smells just a little bit different. Not quite musty though. It ain't musty like the ambrosia, but you can smell it's like actually it's like a flower. All right. So first we're gonna toast the creator by whatever name you choose to call it creator, and of course we say Ashe. From there we're gonna salute our ancestors. We're gonna salute all the ancestors we called yesterday from our friends on Facebook, right? And those of you on YouTube who have ancestors, please post them up and I will write them down and I will salute them in the morning. But right now I'm toasting my ancestors. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texan, David Sherman Brown, Segan, Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, William, Walter, Chris Pendergast, and Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Geneva Brown, Cleveland Brown, Margaret Ellis, Cecil Ellis, my Aunt Elvira, my Aunt Gina Gaines, John Fallard, Jamon Jones, Montague Pittman L., also known as Pinocchio, Jeremiah Tappan, Dr. Marianne Williams, Tony Clark, No More X, No More X. All those I called and all those I didn't call. Mistake of the mind, definitely not of the heart. We toast and we say, Ashe. From there, we move on to this present moment. We are on Umoja. I promised y'all that I was going to talk about sex, and that's exactly what I talked about. So, be on the lookout, y'all. Peace. We toast and we say, Great Umoja, we say, Ashe. From there, we toast our children's children unto infinity. All the things that we're learning during this process, we will be passing on to our children. This will be part of our legacy, right? So we're going to work on this. Y'all going to develop your own program. You're going to do your own thing, right? You're going to add, you're going to take away, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not a cookie cutter process. This challenge isn't going to solve a challenge. You make it fit you. But the one thing we all have in common is we say Umoja Kuchagli Ujimo Jama Ni and Kumbani for the 7 days of the week. And we say Ashe. Got a promise to keep to y'all. Hold on. All right, we've been talking about the days of the week. So before I pull out my experiment, I want to read something else that I found on the days of the week. It's an article that I started before because they got into a lot of Christian lore. I didn't read it all the way through to y'all, but after I went through it again, I saw that it was real good. So come check it out. They start off with Yanam Mimamo Aguapa Makia Moniana. I humbly welcome and greet you. I know it's been quite a while. I apologize. So hold on. So let's go. I want to get to the days. So, of course, we are on Umoja, so I'm going to start with Umoja. They start off to say Genesis 1, 6 through 8. And God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. Verse 7, so God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. Verse 8, God called the vault sky, and there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. So in here they call Monday Adwa, that's the female, Quadwo, or Kojo. Alright, so let's look at it. day 2 of creation, and it is on this day that our God created the skies of Ewim, as we call it in tree. He created separation between the huge waters. Water below the sky is rather self-explanatory. We can observe the oceans. The water above the sky, however, might be slightly tricky to grasp. Water particles can be found in the clouds, rain, fog, and snow, etc. Space between these waters was needed to create air. Edwada was originally Kwawida, and the following syllables, Kwa equals creator, KWA equals creator, we, WI equals sky, da equals day. Today we refer to sky as Ewim, and this comes from we. Over time we became dwarf, which means cold, so cold skies. Since I'm a Monday born, I can, I owe y'all something push up, but that's cool. I didn't say it, I'm just reading what she said. Since I was a blank born, or Umoja born, I can actually start by describing myself according to literature. Adore enjoyed life to the fullest, have an incredible zest for life, free-spirited, and wish to be original in everything they do. They are also very maternal and feminine, and therefore like to take care of others. Apparently, we can also be slightly intolerant, stubborn, dominant, and jealous if we want to be. But we can also be unapologetically frank and direct, persistent, open-minded, resilient, and quite allergic to injustice. Quojos, or she got it in here, quados, are a lot of fun. They are very magnetic and intensely dynamic. By the way, this is a woman writing an article. So she started with a dwarf, or they are innovative, appear to be strong and very masculine. However, under that layer is a sensitive heart. Quojos are leaders and do not do so well with insubordinate roles. Quojos care about others and are highly emotional as well, so much so that they may abruptly burst out their emotions. They enjoy the finer things in life and are very generous. So after I read that, thought about some of the Quojos I know. I'm like, wow, right? So we'll continue on with that tomorrow. Now to the experiment. My fault. Let me finish up the tea. Oh, peace, power, joy, and 100 years. I hope I did that. If not, all right. What we have here is either liquid gold or wasted SCOBY. I don't know yet. It might not be done, but I told y'all on Koumba that I was experimenting. I wanted to sample some this morning because it's been sitting around, so I won't tell you what it is. It is a form of ambrosia. What is not made in the way that I usually make ambrosia that I'm describing to y'all. This is a totally different species. Okay, I can smell the vinegar. There's a bunch of life up in there. So, I know there's a small SCOBY growing. Very vinegary. And this is young. Not bad. Not bad. I would definitely have to filter it. And I think I'm going to have to let that SCOBY mature. I might be able to work with this. I'm going to think about this for a minute. think we might got some, might not be liquid gold. At this point in time in the experiment, it might be liquid bronze or liquid silver. But I think I might be able to make this gold. A couple of, maybe another generation of scobies. Because it looked totally different. If y'all remember the tea, well, y'all, I ain't show y'all the tea. But yeah, it looks different. There's a transformation going on. And that's one of the major things I look for. All right. You look at the bottom, you see the life growing. All right. So I'm gonna get on with my day because I'm very late. You can see the clock behind me. Never used it this late. But like I said, I wasn't able to go to sleep. But damn. I think this shit's clearing up my ear. I wish each of you peace, power, joy, 100 years. We'll look back into Experiment X on another day. Well, shit, I was trying to do it outside, fam, but I can't. So, hey, I want to say, Great Umoja. I'm sitting in my mom's garage. I wanted to be outside, but I couldn't get no good light, so we gonna go on and just record. Close that door, little girl. Oh, Lord, I do it. All right, so I'm still in the money. We moving to Umoja, and right now, the thought that's on my mind. I told y'all yesterday I was gonna talk about sex, right? Let's talk about sex. All right, because out of all the organizing I have done over the years of my life, the two things that have always broke up the organization is sex and money, period. Now, we talking about nation building, we talking about improving ourselves, we talking about building something. We got to really understand what sex is about, all right? So if you look right about here, I'm going to put it right about here. The image that I'm showing you is called the yin-yang symbol, right? And this is the symbol that talks about the whole universe working together in unity, right? Masculine energy, feminine energy, day energy, night energy, up energy, down energy. The whole universe is based on polarity. If you get rid of one, you get rid of the other. So when we're talking about sex, right? Because we got to really have this conversation. Whether we're talking about personal development, we're talking about community development, we got to change our perspective on sex. Right now, what I see is that a lot of us look at sex as breeding animals, as beasts of burden, right? Because sex is a pressure release for most of us. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to fuck, excuse my language, to try to release pressure, not really understanding what it's really about. We end up with babies that we really don't want. We end up in bad situations because of the sex, because we really don't understand the energy. When that masculine and that feminine energy come together, magic happens. And every time you lay down, you are in creation. You create something, whether you create a physical life, or whether you create a mental life or a psychic life, right? Because I want you to think about this. When you are involved with sex, the key piece that you got to always remember, what is on your mind? Because you give birth to that, right? A lot of us, because let's think about how a lot of my dudes talk about sex. I beat the pussy up. You know what I'm saying? They talk about sex like it's strong arm robbery and shit, right? We're looking at sex in a totally wrong way. If sex is something that could be used to further our movement, why aren't most of us using it for that? If sex is something that could be used to catapult us into positions of power, why are we not using it for that? We're just wasting that energy. We're releasing pressure. We're releasing steam. We beating the pussy up. We fucking all night. We doing stuff that's not helping us build. Let me tell you what sex is really about. Sex is about
two opposites coming together and for a moment forming a union. Now within that moment, within that union, energies are generated. These energies create. These energies that create can make your life better or make your life a hell. I know some of y'all that had sex with people and have wondered why fucked up shit start happening to you. Some of y'all that had sex with people and bad luck start popping up. Some of y'all that had sex and all types of drama then started popping up. The question I got to ask is, what was on your mind when you was doing it? Because you gave birth to that thing and that thing is following you around, right? You're using the energy totally wrong. We're using the energy totally wrong. Now I know y'all like, Brother Tim, we can't be thinking about nation building. We can't be thinking about self-development all the time. I ask you a question, why not? Right? Even during sex. Right? Because the female energy, let me tell you what the female energy does. The female energy is the womb, right? In which something is created. Man, the light just went out. Hold on for a second. Brother obviously got a time limit. So the female energy is the womb in which everything is created. The masculine energy is the intent, right? So you place your intent inside the female energy. From that intent, you get results. So this means that what you have on your mind when you having sex, especially when that moment comes, when you bust that nut, right? Excuse me, on both ends, something happens. Now, if y'all not working as a team and both of y'all just trying to get yours, guess what happens? Guess what happens? Right? You get yours, right? But what you also get is the birth of that thing that, leave that door open. Oh, that's perfect. You get exactly what was on your mind. So I'm saying, why not during sex? Why not focus on what it is you want out of life? Why not have a partner that's working with you so that both of y'all can decide on what it is y'all gonna focus on when you having it? And it'll be more intense, it'll be more focused, it'll be more passionate, it'll be more joyful, and on top of that, you'll get benefits. So now, rather than just creating a life, right, you create a purpose. Fam, I need y'all to really understand this. Because of our misuse of this thing, because of our misuse of this magic, because of our misuse of this power, we stay stuck, right? I do everything right. I change my diet, I exercise, I'm reading, but then when it comes to sex, I throw all that shit out the window. Sex, you transferring energy. If you have sex with somebody whose energy is unbalanced, how does that affect you? If you having sex with somebody who has a mental psychosis, how does that affect you? If you having sex with somebody who is not focused on a purpose, how does that affect you? So when we're talking about sex, as an individual or as a group, we need to make sure that we're passing on the knowledge to young people, because now this is where the issue comes. Listen, this is where the issue comes. Culturally, we have eliminated the sex science out of our lives. Culturally, it don't exist. Because you got to understand, when you was brought over here, you was brought over here to work and to breed. That's it. So it didn't matter how you bred. It didn't matter what freedom you was putting in the child. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You was brought here to breed. You was looked at as an animal. And when you had babies, they didn't call them babies, they called them pups. Right? And we have transferred that over into our freedom to now we're giving birth to pups. Right? Individuals waiting for directions, individuals waiting to be fed, individuals waiting to be walked, individuals waiting to be taken to the bathroom. No purpose. But what happens when a group of us, with our partners, decide that we are going to extend all of the work that we are doing into sex? Right? Trying to hold your vision. I seen a movie when I was young. It was a Woody Allen movie. And there was a sex scene in the movie. And in the sex scene, I think it was a Woody Allen movie. In the sex scene, while they was having sex, the man had the woman calling him governor. Mr. Governor, oh, Mr. Governor, oh, Mr. Governor. And I laughed at that. But then when you think about that, what else? If you have a dream, what else should you be thinking about? Right? It's like because if he's in serious relationship with this woman, and I don't remember the circumstance of the relationship, right? Remember the circumstance of the relationship. If he's in a serious relationship with this woman, then the dream that he has is going to include her, which means that she will be the first lady of the state. Your partners need to have the same focus and vision that you do. Your partner's minds need to be in the proper place. Sex isn't just a matter of the physical. Remember, I'm telling y'all the 5 parts: intuition, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical. We need to find somebody who's on the same shit, so we can come together and we can form the house of creativity. Let me see: Umoja, Kuchakalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kuumba. We can form the house of creativity. So, getting back to Umoja, we need to be focusing on bringing ourselves together, even during those moments that we would consider private, even during those moments that we would call passionate. And we need to turn them from moments of stamina and moments of endurance and moments of proving ourselves and getting our manhood and our womanhood. We need to turn them into moments of purpose. Or hours, or however, I don't know how you young people doing it now. You know what I'm saying? However long you doing it. But it need to be a time of, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like this, man. Freedom should always be on your mind. Liberation should always be on your mind. Elevation should always be on your mind. Right? Some of y'all want to take a break from reality, when even reality is going on when you're in the bed or wherever you're doing it. Reality is always around. So you might as well get something from it. You might as well give birth to something powerful. Whether that's a child or a thought. Because thoughts are things. Remember those that's listening to tribal quotes. We had a quote where homeboy said thoughts and symbols are living things. If they're living things, how do you feed these living things? How do you get a thought to become strong so that it can attract what it is around it? It attract its essence. Some of us have these fleeting thoughts, and we have fleeting thoughts because we're thinking about other things, sex being one of them, and we're thinking about sex in the wrong way. When we are involved in the sex act, we are involving ourselves in a universal power. We are mimicking the universe, and by mimicking the universe, we are standing at the precipice of power, and we're wasting it. We're wasting it. Right? So that we could brag. Woo, man, I tore that up. So we could brag. You know what I'm saying? I've been with her, been with him. However it goes. Right? Rather than truly understanding that this is an act that involves all 5 parts of ourselves. Physical is important. But the spirit is important. Those emotions that get stirred up are important. The mind should be moving. And the intuition should be on point. After you get done doing this act and you dip into that universal pool of energy, you should come out better. You should come out refreshed. You should come out renewed. You should come out balanced. But most of us, we're leaving our encounters all fucked up. Emotions we don't know where it's going because we had no commitment when we were in. We had no idea. It just happened. It just happened. Shit just happened to slaves. Masters orchestrate shit. Right? Are you a master or are you a slave? Are you using sexual energy, or is the sexual energy using you? These are thoughts to ponder. This is something to really, really, really think about. Because my goal is to empower you, fam. That's it. That's all I want to do. I want to move you to the next level in your life. This is why, like I said, I put out the Nguza Saba Challenge. And I see a lot of y'all peeping at it. But I don't see a lot of y'all saying, boom, I'm going to take the challenge. Right? You know what I'm saying? If it was the ice cold challenge and shit, you know, if I had a celebrity, you know, something like that, right? But my issue is, I'm trying to create something for you. All of you that take the time to check out my videos, I'm trying to create something for you, right? Because I need you on top of your game, right? Because if you're on top of your game and I'm on top of my game, when it comes time to make a power move, I could get on the phone and I could call you. I'd be like, yo, we need 50 million. I only got 2. You in your circle, how much y'all got? I ain't check with my circle, you part of my circle. We need $50 million to make this major move. This nation building move. How much you got? Right? This is where we going, y'all. This is where we going, fam. If we're not talking on that, you know what I'm saying? We're wasting our time. Those of you that listen to me, if you are satisfied, right, making the pennies and getting the scraps off the master's table, then I salute you. But I know a majority of you ain't satisfied with that. So I'm going to say stop wasting your energy. It breaks away from the unity, right? Especially when we go into these encounters, right? We go into these encounters as slaves. Why? Because all types of stuff get messed up. My emotions, my emotions right here on this finger. This is the finger for emotion. My emotions is all messed up. And now, you know, you walk around partially crippled. One of your fingers is missing, right? When the finger is one of the parts of you that you need at all times to fight these individuals that plan 24 hours a day to take you down, is gone. The only way we're going to win is as whole people, as whole beings, right? Working in our power. So we need to make sure that these encounters are nourishing for the both of us. All right. I ain't going to hold y'all too much longer, right? But I want to thank all of y'all to take the time to watch me. I'm trying to keep them short. I swear I am, right? And I want to say great Umoja to you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, peace, fam. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching the video. I want you to subscribe. Click the bird right there, the fiery bird. And I also have a special video just for you, right there. And for those that want more information about gye-nyame Journey, go to our site. It should be right about there.